Hi everyone, it's Lori B at Grungy Girl Journals. Today I'm going to do a flip through of a journal that I completed a few days ago. It's been a couple months in the making, and I'm going to call her Pretty in Pink. It's more of a dusty pink. Uh, I added the feather, I think last night or the night before. So it's a really pretty light pink. This is a double front cover. This comes off. Just give you the whole 360 here. So she's pleasantly plump. This is a pocket right here. And if you don't like the feather, you can remove it. I just have it slipped into a couple of stitches. These are appliques, antique vintage appliques from a wedding dress. Got your rusty safety pin right here, some pretty mother of pearl old buttons, a little bit of netting. It closes with 3 lace ties, and this can come completely off. So I like the messy stitching. I guess I could have covered it up, but I really like it. It just adds more detail and texture. Got a pocket back here. This is just a fake flap, so it doesn't do anything. It's kind of tacked down. So here's a flap in the back. I mean a pocket in the back. And like I said, this just comes off. If you want to put this in your luggage or your big purse or something and you don't want all the frilly, you can just leave that at home. This is my favorite lace that I've gotten in the last couple of months. So I used that as an overlay on top of canvas, canvas material, just a khaki canvas material. I frayed all the edges, and what I do is it's 2 pieces of canvas in between a piece of heavy-duty cardstock, and so it gives a little bit of structure. And you can see how fat she is, or excuse me, plump. So the way this had started out was this is all seam binding that I have tea stained, and at first, before I made the top cover, these were all the closure. So all of these seam bindings that I hand sewed down to the cover trailed off here, and I just knew it was too fussy. You know, it had a tendency to get semi-knotted. So instead of leaving it that way, I very hesitantly cut off all of the ends, and I just made a little rosette both on the front and the back. But you can see how it wraps around, and it's underneath that lace. And then there's a little rosette in the back. So it really is, it stays closed on its own. And then when you have the outer wrap on it, of course you can close it up nicely. But I did some slow stitching here. There is machine stitching and slow stitching. This whole cover is slow stitched or just regular stitched by hand. This is some beautiful upholstery, some chenille upholstery. Not sure what this is, but it's quilted. This is a pocket, a vintage button and seam binding that I have tea stained. And this is kind of an eclectic journal. I would say that it's a person that likes a little bit of pink, birds, and flowers. I would say that's mainly what is in this book, and then just a whole lot of different book pages, vintage book pages, and different papers that have been tea stained. And I think it just turned out beautifully. So as you can see, the back is the same. This is a pocket as well. There's a bird on there. You can put your pen in there. This is a pocket. Here's my signature and the date. And one of my favorite things to do, I would say my favorite thing to do, is to age the journals. I do distress, and they are on the grungy side, but I like them to actually look aged, to where it looks like it's been handled a lot and carried around and loved, and that's my favorite part, is getting the paper soft and gives it a texture all on its own. I tea stain. So that's my favorite part. This is masking tape that I just grungied up a little bit. Nothing fancy really in this book. I believe it has 5 signatures. And I'm going to go pretty quickly through this. I will say, I forgot to say at the beginning that this book has sold already. I have not listed it yet. Somebody was interested in it, and she went ahead and purchased it, and it will be on its way to her this afternoon. So I wanted to just do hopefully quick flip through, just so a couple of people had asked me to do one, so that's what I'm doing. I have some ephemera here. It's a handmade ephemera. I believe Michelle Girly Girl Creates. I believe I bought this from her. So I didn't actually make this. This is some of her beautiful lace paper. I did add a couple of laces to it and the button. It's a cute little quickie card. I think this is my last one. But you write in the middle of it, and then you just fold the flaps over and probably put a little piece of tape there. Put the address on and your stamp, and that was the snail mail. I love shorthand, so I put a page of that in there. And it's just different pieces of paper. This is old stenographer's notebook that I got from my best friend. It was her father, so she gave that to me. This is out of a little craft magazine. Here's a little companion journal. And if you can hear that clacking in the background, that is my kitten. She is playing with the strings on the blinds and having a really good time, evidently. She's 4 months old and full of it, but I love her. Her name is Gracie. So here's just the little companion journal that I made from the scrap paper, or the offcuts that I used in the big journal. This is from a wedding dress right here. Just a pocket. And these have been machine sewed on. Here's a little collaging I did. This is, I don't know what that is, gladiola? I don't know, but you can still smell it. It's been pressed for, I was so shocked when I opened up the book to take it out, because it's been in there for months and months, and you could still, it still has a fragrance to it. This is a little pocket over here. Old stamp. This is just a from a business textbook. Like that really cool paper flap. It's an old Audubon book page. Some of this ephemera is authentic, you know, the real deal, and then some of it is some digitals that I aged up. This is a actual invoice from 1927. It's just a little, this was a book of miniatures, just a catalog. It says you are enough, 1,000 million times enough. And I believe I got this from Michelle Girly Girl as well, and I just added some lace to it. It's your Monopoly card. I thought this was really pretty, so I added it. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can see it. I'm not even going to try to say what that says. There's just a couple of pieces of paper in here. I actually sewed this piece of paper back together that tore. It's from an old Chinese book. This is metalwork from another book. I said I was going to do this fast. Just different pictures. This lady was very adventurous. Some of my rusty owl clips. And this is one of those, this is a digital, and it's one of those, they used to write the letter and then they would fold it up in a way that they could seal it, you know, with tape or wax or whatever, and then it would actually get delivered like this. I used all sorts of different laces. Some of them are newer, and then some of them are vintage. From a calendar book. Oh, here comes my kitten. Okay, Gracie. Now check it out. I love this picture. I imagine them as sisters, or mother and sisters, daughters. And I did a lot of faux repairing. I really got into the masking tape this time. So I did a lot of faux repairing, and some of the pages in here were a little delicate. So I, you know, just kind of put it here and there. Pocket, and this is another, just a little booklet that I purchased from somebody a couple of years ago, actually. It's just a little booklet. Hey, don't be messing with my stuff. And you can see my scratches from our playtime. She really gets into it. This is on tracing paper that I tea stained. A flip. This is from Pablo Picasso. And it's the Three Graces, and I did not know that he had done one of the Three Graces, and I got that out of a book, and I really like it. It's an old ledger, and this person had a whole bunch of money. is definite. And I love this piece of paper. It's an invoice, and then the person did a whole bunch of figuring on the back with a pencil. It's a pocket made out of paper doily. Here's a old recipe, and this is from a ledger as well, and also the middle of the signature. This is pink parchment paper. It's a pocket with a tag, and just snipped that out of a book. Do you see the flower? And this comes out. I think this is one of the first digitals that I ever purchased over 2 years ago, and I had never used it, and I was like, why haven't I ever used this digital? Sorry about that. And it says, don't wait for someone to bring you flowers. Plant your own garden and decorate your own soul. Just a really pretty little tag. It says Dame right there. I love that. Some Battenberg lace. My favorite number, or one of them anyway. I like 7 and 17. Some pretty dusty rose lace. And you can actually take this out and use it as a journal cover. I think I did it. I think this is Lochte paper. It's like a fibrous paper. That would make a pretty journal cover. I think this is the last signature. Is it 3 signatures or 5? I think maybe it's 3. 3 signatures. Little multi-pocket from a... I always forget to turn off my phone. This is just from a page, book page, folded. Took me forever to figure out how to do that. And put little pieces in there. Thought that was cute. Put some extra vintage stamps in there, postage stamps. A little glassine bag. And in here are petals from a flower. They're pink, and they reminded me of the petals on these flowers that I decorated the page with. That's just some sewing tissue pattern. piece of music sheet. This has several pockets too. Calling card. That way. And that is it. And it's very soft. It feels really good to hold. It just has some of that rosy pink peeking out here and there. And then when you're ready, you just put the cover back on. And this is puffy right here. I put a little piece of batting underneath that before I sewed it on. So she will be going to her new owner today. I'm going to be wrapping her up, but I wanted to just share before she leaves the house. And I did want to point out that this is my Louie, and if you are a friend of mine on Facebook or follow me on YouTube, you know that I've talked about her a few times, probably more than a few times. She would have been 19 years old next month, but she passed away December the 19th. She was just a joy to me, and I want to thank everybody who sent their condolences. She was like my child, and I'm learning how to get along without her, but she is very much missed. That's my Louie, and she will always be with me. So you guys, if you liked this video, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe. I'm hoping to get to 1,000 subscribers this year. I think I'm at 660 right now. I'd love to get to 1,000 this year, and I will at that point do a giveaway, a journal giveaway. So tell your friends and start clicking some buttons and help get me up there. So thanks a lot, everybody. I hope you're having a great day. Hope you're having a great week, and I will see you next time. Bye.